Hello, friends. Anyone that's out there watching, um, take my extra glasses off. So today was going to be our update for the 2024 Read Along Knit Along. Cher had an emergency at work, and so she is not going to be able to join. I am going to go ahead and do a little update. Of my knitting progress and talk about the book a little bit. So, anyone who's read the book and wants to join, if you don't mind any spoilers, please put any comments in what you thought about the book if you read it. If you didn't read the book, are you interested in reading the book? So I know like how spoilery I can get today. So this is not going to be like the regular reading sprints that we've been doing earlier this month. I think since it is just me on my own and Cher's not here, we had planned on both of us updating our progress and chatting about the book. But since it's just going to be me, I think I might do like impromptu reading sprints. So if you want to join me for that, or just productivity sprints, if you're working on a project of some kind, come join me. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. I just have to close this other thing out over here. All right, now you got my full attention. And hey, Stormy, how are you? Good to see you. I think I'm going to have to switch my glasses out though, because these are not very good for the computer. So let me see if I can get my regular glasses. You guys can check out my pajama pants because this was going to be a PJ party. So we might do that. Our next supposed live is going to be on Halloween. And we might make that a pajama party, although I have a really cool costume, so I'd like to do a costume party instead. But let me pull this closer. Okay, so Storm says that she's kind of curious about the book. You heard it's more cozy. Well, let me close this. And less mystery. There is a mystery. There is definitely a mystery. And so I was a little skeptical about how much I would like the book when I started reading it because I was getting really confused with the characters. But that settled pretty quickly. And there was a mystery. There was actually a murder. And then later on, there was like more shenanigans going on. I would say, yes, it is very cozy. I watched Sonia's video today where she talked about the book and said that she did enjoy it and that it was like cozy Halloween, and it totally is. But for me, there was enough. I'm trying to get used to this live thing. Okay, there we go. For me, there was a mystery, enough of a mystery to keep me going and wanting to know. What I also liked about it, definitely all the cozy vibes, but all the knitting vibes also. So there's a whole knit group that's in here. It talks a lot about just like knitting. If you're a knitter, like a lot of the things will be familiar to you about the wool and how much money you're willing to spend on yarn to make something that you could easily buy for a quarter of the price of the cost that it would take to make it if you think about your time investment. So I thought that was really cool that they addressed that. And I wouldn't say that this was, because I've read like crafty cozies and knitting cozies, and I would not say that this is a knitting cozy, but there was plenty of knitting in this book, but a mystery also. Definitely a cozy mystery. Let's see. I like cozy, but I prefer more mystery to my cozy mysteries. LOL. I totally get it, and I would say, guys, my eyes. I have to go and get a new pair of glasses. Okay, I think that'll probably work. And maybe I've got 2 pairs of glasses on. So I would say that there's a definite mystery in it, but there is a lot of setting up of the town, and just kind of the main character, Bailey, like her family story. It's like it gets sprinkled in. And that's another thing, too, that I would say is I like to know. I'm just a curious person, and I just want to know everything, and I want to know it as fast as I can. So having information just kind of sprinkled as I was reading, I was like, no, just give me more right now. So that was a tiny little bit frustrating, but I did really like this book at all. I mean, I did really like this book overall. I am going to continue on in this series because I'm pretty certain it's going to be a series. Let's see. How long does it take in the book for the murder? Well, let me check it out. Hi, Jamie. I will tell you. I started to tab it, but then you can see my tabs. Things that I thought were funny, things that had to do with the mystery, things that had to do with the world building. But because I was having a hard time like reading and wanting to knit, I switched over to audiobook. So then I didn't. Before next week, I am going to go through and tab things again so that when Cher is able to join me, we can have a good discussion about it. So let's see. There's a total of 32 chapters, and the mystery or the murder, let's see. Wow. Is it halfway? Oh, wait, no. Okay, it's before that. Okay, it happens in chapter 6, chapter 5. It happens in chapter 5. And let's see. Storm says, it's how I gauge if I will like it or not, or at least lower my expectations. So it did happen in chapter 5. Now, I don't know, Jamie, have you read this at all? Are you planning on reading this? It does say first in a new series. So I'm excited to continue on. And the little tagline says, is murder never takes a holiday. There's a lot of humor in here. There wasn't anything that I would consider not cozy. It did talk about, okay, so here's a mild spoiler. There's more than one murder in this book. And when I got to the end of the book, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then I cannot now remember why the second murder happened. So another reason why I need to go back and check it out. At the time, it made sense to me, but now thinking back on it, um, I can't. I remember who was murdered, the second murder, but I don't remember why. And I'm trying to to piece it together in my head based on the reason for the first murder, but it's not coming to me. So there is more than one murder in it. So I wouldn't say it's just cozy world building because there is a mystery on there. I was pretty satisfied with the person who was the murderer, finding out who they were. I was pretty satisfied with that. But I do want to read it again. I think that because this was part of the knit along, read along, and Cher was reading it with me, I was very excited about it and not reading it with as much patience and in depthness as I normally read. I was just kind of trying to meet my reading goals and get through it. So I think that had I just read it at a normal speed and without all the excitement around reading it, the details would have stuck with me more, I'm thinking. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the basic premise of the book and how I enjoyed it. All right. So it's 4:13. All right. Storm says she's going to give it a try. So many people are reading it. So Amy Marie is doing this for her Patreon book read along. And her discussion is next week sometime. I want to say on the 30th. So another reason why I want to kind of skim it again and tab some stuff so that I have stuff to say during that discussion. So just a real quick, I'm going to show you my knitting progress on my sock, and then we'll go ahead and go into a sprint for, I'm going to say 25 minutes, I think would be a good sprint, and then just see how things are going. But I finished the leg on my second sock and I started the heel flap, and my first sock is done. So there's that. And I am really happy with how it came out. I did do the orange toe and the yellow cuff. So that's the candy corn-ness of it. And so I still have the heel flap and then the foot to do on here. And then the toe, again, I have my orange yarn to do the toe. But look at how much yarn I still have left. So when I finish this sock, I will have enough yarn that I could do some shorty socks. And I am going to do those with a cream cuff. And then I'm going to do the heel in yellow and the toe in orange. So it's more the 3 candy corn colors. So I'm excited about that and to get to that. Hopefully I can get this finished by next week, because that was always my goal, is to get this pair done by the end of the month. So we'll see how that goes. And Storm says, yeah, I get nervous when something is so popular. You know what? I think that's funny, because especially if you're not a person that normally likes the things that are popular, that can be a nervous. Oh, it's like, oh, everybody likes it, I probably won't. That is me in some genres, but usually in the cozy mystery genre, I love the cozy mysteries, and I will give them so much leeway just because I love that it's even a thing. So if someone's loving a cozy mystery, I'm probably going to try it, and I'm probably going to at least like it. And yeah, because anything cozy, I'm here to support it. And I know some people are like that with other genres like romance and stuff. I'm not a big romance reader. And I'm not like a big, I like fantasy and I do like some romance, clean romance. And I obviously clean fantasy. I like clean reads. Um, but when I hear about romantasy, it sounds like it would be interesting, but I'm not sure. And then the more it gets talked up, the more scared I am about them. And let's see. Oh, I like it. I need to learn to knit. I want cool socks. So you know what? I love them, but lately it's been so warm. I haven't been wearing them as much as I was a few years ago. I've been knitting socks now for 18 years or something like that, maybe 19. And when I first started knitting socks, I was making so many. Um, and wearing them, and some of them worn out by now. But yeah, in the last 2 or 3 years, I think I've made maybe a pair or two a year, whereas before I think I was making like more than a pair a month. So, yeah. Well, Jamie, thanks for stopping by and your cooking. I don't know what your time zone is, but I hope that you're making something delicious and that you enjoy it. Hello, beautiful books. Socks are cute. Love the design. And I just subscribed to your channel when you were on Sprints the other day. So I see that you have some shorts on there. So I'm looking forward to watching those. Tiffany gave it 5 stars and a Discord lady gave it 3. And you read more like her. So you're figuring you might be in between. Yep, I can see that. I can see that. And Stormy saying hi. And a beautiful books. What is your name? And all right, so 418 now. I talked longer about those socks than I meant to. So let's go ahead and go into a 25-minute sprint. And I have a crackling fireplace that we will have in the background. And let me know if the sound of the crackling bothers, and I could turn the volume down or mute it. I do enjoy having a little bit of sound on the ambiance.
When my parents immigrated, they saved up.
Welcome back. And we left off here saying hello to Beautiful Books. And she says, thanks so much. Such a journey. My long format will be coming soon, just learning the ropes. Oh, I totally feel ya. It's a whole new world. I just started my channel in June. And definitely wanted to say hi and show support. So excited to be part of the community. It's movie night with the kiddos. Y'all enjoy your night. Oh, how fun. I wonder what movie you're watching. Some of my favorite Halloween ones are family movies. I love Hocus Pocus and the Halloween Town movies. And I like Twitches. And then a little more scarier ones like Tower of Terror. I say scary, but it's still like family scary. It's not like general audience scary. Let's see. Not reading, watching the 1953 version of the War of the Worlds for a reading blog. Oh, how fun. I love old movies. Have I seen that one? I saw the Tom Cruise one. Did I read the book? I don't remember if I read that. I'm pretty sure that I've seen an older version, and I have seen like a documentary or something that featured the Orson Welles radio show because I can hear Orson Welles' voice in my head. Oh, I know what it was because I listened to on Sirius XM. They have that the old the channel that plays the old radio. What's it called? Radio Classics, I think maybe. And one year they did the War of the Worlds, the Orson Welles one, which was very, very fun to listen to. So I got farther along on my heel flap. I'm really excited. I'm listening to a book called The Scorpio Races, and that's Courtney Reed's. It's like her favorite book, and she rereads it every October. And I thought I would give it a try. It's very interesting. I don't know if anyone has read that one before. Let me get this banner off of here. There we go. The Scorpio Raises by Maggie. Let's see who it is. Maggie Stiefvater. Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know what else she's written. I'd never heard of her before. This is a very, very interesting. It's about these horse races, but there's like they're water horses, and they're very vicious. They like to eat animals and humans and stuff. And so, just getting on that horse is would take a very brave person. And then the whole, so far, I'm like, oh, how far am I? 66% into the book, and it has definitely a lot of horse. There's regular horses, but there's also these water horses. Definitely a lot about horses and riding horses. The two main characters, that alternates between their perspectives. It's really very interesting, and I'm going to be glad that I read it, but I don't know that I would reread it. It's not my typical type of book, but it is good and it is very interesting. I am interested to know the outcome of the book and of the races. But yeah, so we'll see. And I'll be interested to talk about stuff with Courtney once I'm done reading. We're not buddy reading it, but I will definitely message her somewhere online to ask her about stuff or to chat with her about it. It's a very interesting book. All right. And Storm says it sounds familiar, but not read it. I had not even heard of this author, but I was on Sprints the other day, and the host of the Sprints, Alicia from, I think her channel's Books and Things with Alicia, she had heard of the author and had heard of the book because she knew it was the author, but she didn't have that book on her shelves, but she had books, some other books of the author. So very interesting. I love to find new authors and try new genres and stuff like that, even though mystery is my love and cozy mysteries and Agatha Christie. I like a lot of classics, but um, if I'm not in the mood to read, it could take me a while to read a classic because I definitely have to be in the mood for that. All right. What is everybody else doing? Storm. Is there anyone that I might know in that 53 War of the Worlds movie? I like a lot of old timey actors. That's why my cats are named Audrey and Humphrey. Audrey Hepburn is my favorite actress. And Humphrey Bogart is not my favorite actor, but I really like the name. And I love the movie that he did with Audrey Hepburn, Sabrina. Um, Others of my favorite Audrey Hepburn. I love Charade. I don't know if anybody's seen that. That's Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant. I love that movie. Um, Another movie that I was thinking about watching sometime this month is How to Steal a Million with Audrey Hepburn and Peter O'Toole. I think it is. I love that one. Let's see. Storm says she doesn't know the actors in that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. (1953). Anne Robinson's, oh, Gene Barry, his face looks familiar. And I don't know that anybody else looks familiar. Anne Robinson's name sounds familiar. Lots of people in that movie. Let's see, what was Anne Robinson in? It looks like she did a lot of kind of horror movies from way back when. Tales of Frankenstein, My Lovely Monster, The Naked Monster, Midnight Movie Massacre. Guess she was on Days of Our Lives, but I don't remember her. It was probably before I was watching Days of Our Lives. And lots of TV stuff. Perry Mason, I might have seen her on that. Yeah. Me too. He is my favorite actor, probably. Harrison Ford, but Cary Grant, as far as like old timey classic actors, there's just something about him. He was just so debonair and just like, I love all his movies. I love it. What I don't get is this was written in the Victorian area, but none of the movies. For sure, right? They always depict it in whatever time the movie is being made. That's very interesting. Yeah, that's like, well, the Time Machine movie, I think that one was Victorian, or the one that I saw was. But yeah, that's the thing about H.G. Wells, huh? That he was, I always forget that he was a Victorian author because his work is so sci-fi. But yeah, that is really interesting. All right, I was checking YouTube because I know that somebody is sprinting today, but I don't remember who. If anybody knows who was going to be sprinting, and I'm pretty sure the sprints were starting at 5, or maybe. Oh, that's a good one. What I'm doing, it's Storm's a nod to Victober. What I'm doing is The Importance of Being Earnest, a play by Oscar Wilde. And then I also have another little skinny book called Oscar Wilde's Wit and Wisdom. So those are the two things that I'm doing for Victober. I have been trying to be a little more, I was like so gung ho at the beginning of the month with everything that I was going to read. But because I had gotten like, I'm having, I don't know, I always have throat issues, but it seems like it's like giving me congestion at some points too. And it may be allergies, and maybe I just need to take my allergy medicine. But it zaps my energy a lot. And so I was so gung ho at the beginning of the month with all my reading plans for what I was going to read in the first week of October. And it took me the first 2 weeks to get those books done. And I don't think I even finished all of the books that I had planned for that first week. And so the rest of my October is just pretty much finishing up those plans, and then, sneaking in a few things for some of the readathons and things that are going on that I wanted to participate in. So yeah. Oh, there we go. PK, the Bookie Monster, has sprints, and I think hers are starting at 5, so in about 4 minutes. So we'll wrap up here. So anybody that wants to hop on over to her sprints. And Storm says her allergies are always worse in the fall. I never used to have allergies, like ever. And then I moved up here close to Sacramento, and Sacramento, one of the nicknames for it is like the city of trees. And like, I don't live in Sacramento, but nearby. But yeah, I feel like once I moved up here, my allergies just were like out of control. Like there was one spring in my hometown that I had allergies, and I went to the doctor because I was like, I don't know what's wrong. And he's like, oh, well, it's allergies. Here's some Allegra. And it was fine. And then it didn't happen again till I moved up here. And now I'm like constantly on Claritin is what my doctor prescribed. So all the time. And I should remember to take some because maybe that would clear up this whole issue that I have with the congestion and the sore throat. And it's not really sore, it's just kind of raspy. So I would say that's probably allergies. But thank you all for joining me. And it looks like Bookie Monster has some sprints, so I might hop on over there. I am having some, look at this cute cat mug. My friend gave it to me for my birthday last year because she knows I like cats. It's a cute little cat mug. I have some cinnamon apple spice tea. So it tastes really good. And then I also I found this at Walmart. It's candy corn popcorn. And I wouldn't say that it tastes like candy corn, but it has the colors of it. And I thought that was so cute. So I had to get that. And I love popcorn and don't get to have it very much anymore. So I got that. And Storm has to take a pill every day for her allergies. And have a great night. And it is a cute mug. And I'll see you guys probably at Bookie Monster Sprints. And next week, I think we are planning for Halloween. So if you have some time to join us, that would be excellent. So I'll see y'all later. Good night, Karen.